all reason. Please just let it go. Let it go, Victor. It is impossible for you to win this war. Watch me.
You gave him everything he wanted, and betrayed your own daughter to do it. So where is he, Mom, huh? Where's Reg? Reg!
Moving speech, really. Almost Shakespearean, wasn't it?
Okay, we are live, you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know it is an early edition of Soap Corner Talk, and I got my girls with me. I got Bree, I got Keish. Hey, you guys.
Hey. Hey, Soapies. We have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
From Beyond the Gates, at least.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was one long storyline this entire week. I'm surprised at that because normally we talk about Beyond the Gates where it's so many moving parts. Well, this week was all about Chelsea and Allison.
And I gotta say, the actress who plays Chelsea, this was her best episode to date, in my opinion. Very great acting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is a very long-winded Lifetime movie storyline.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Dewan. He said, hello to whoever remembers me. We remember you, Dewan.
Right. Okay, we remember you, sir. Okay, Miss Not My Taylor.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Welcome back. I hope everything has been well with you. I know we haven't seen you in a minute. I think you were still posting in the Facebook group. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we ain't forgot about you, Dewan. All right. So welcome you guys
Never
to
that.
What you say?
I said never that. And we got Tommy Smith, we got Cynthia.
Yeah, and Melissa Spencer, Paris Barnes. Who else we got? Monique Abram, Sharon, Jacqueline McCullough. We got as you would say, the usual suspects.
And we got some newbies I see too. Hi, Sherry Winter.
Cheryl Hines is in the building. Welcome in, girl. Okay, so welcome you guys to Soap Corner Talk, where it's going to be myself, T, Bree, and Keish, and we're going to be discussing The Young and the Restless, The Bold and the Beautiful, and Beyond the Gates for the week of August 25th through August 29th. We're headed into the last 3 months of the year. Time is flying. I know we say that every time we go live.
Yeah, it'll be September in a matter of couple of days.
Yeah, Monday. And it's a Labor Day weekend, so it's a long weekend for some folks who don't have to work on Monday. So, yes, it's going to be interesting. But pretty much we got some things to talk about. I mean, Y&R was blase to me. Bold and the Beautiful is a lot of, I don't know, mamas giving bad advice, the audacity of Liam, and this girl is so delusional thinking that she's going to have a future with Will. It's just insane. And then Ivy shot her shot and got rejected real quick.
Yeah, we had a couple of storylines. We had more than two.
Exactly, and Daphne is back too.
Yes. Yay. So Carter can have a shoulder to cry on because he's going to need it real soon.
Oh, he's going to need it. And then Beyond the Gates was pretty much, there were some other moving things that we got to talk about, but majority of the week it was about the kidnapping of Chelsea by Allison.
Yeah, and the stupidity of Ted.
Right. Well, that happened today. All right. And yeah, Melissa, it looked like Thomas is going to be back next week, and he was putting Brooke on notice. I'm like, oh.
Wait, they showed the previews for next week?
Oh, yeah. Thomas is back next week.
Oh, so he's going to defend his mama. Okay, I got to see the previews for next week.
Now, I do have a question. I'm going to bring that up when we talk about Bold and get your opinion on it. But let's go
Mm-hmm.
ahead without any further ado. And how many people in the chat and how many likes we got?
Let's see. Now we can get the like count up, guys. We're at 11 right now, but we got 32 in the chat.
Okay, so everybody hit that like button. Let's get the engagement up. Make sure you follow on all of the other platforms: IG, TikTok, Facebook, Threads, X. Make sure you follow as well, so you can stay up to date with some of the fun things, especially on TikTok. I've been basically placing clips as I can find them for like the next couple days or so, especially when it comes to the bold and the beautiful, because there are some areas that are ahead of us, meaning the US. And so there are clips that are being posted a day or two ahead. So usually I try to get those and I post them on TikTok. So make sure you follow on TikTok if you are over there. All right. So without any further ado, let's talk about Y&R. Where y'all want to start?
Oh, they've given us so much to choose from.
Now, wait, hold on. Keish, did you see any of Y&R this week?
I saw maybe, I think 2 episodes.
Okay, so
maybe.
Monday and Tuesday?
I think it was Tuesday and Wednesday.
Okay, all
I
right.
think.
So there's a couple
It's all a
things
blur.
that you can kind of... You say it's all a blur.
It's all a blur. Everything on Y&R right now just runs together. I honestly, I don't know. I don't even really know what's going on with the business wars. And
Oh, Lord. Okay, gotcha.
Look, no lie is detected right there. It was a whole run-on sentence this week. Like, we got blindsided with Kane. Like, we thought we were going through this whole journey with Errol Sauter Dumas and Kane, only for it to be for nothing. And then he, did a little twist at the end of Friday's episode. But it was a run-on sentence for the most part.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Kane... Well, first of all, Victor decided to put Kane on blast about how his dad, Colin, got that chateau by marrying this older rich woman under an alias, and she bequeathed the property to him, which obviously Kane did not know. And so all of that fortune was given to Kane, and that's how he started his fortune. I mean,
and to be honest,
let me ask you about that. Where was the crime in that? Is it because he had an alias?
I think that's what it is. I don't think there was necessarily a crime, though. I think Victor was more so just trying to shame him because of how his father gained that property. Because Colin he's known as a con artist, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think mainly that's what Victor was trying to do.
Okay.
And it's rarely rich coming from Victor. He's
Right.
a walking alias, trying to point out Colin from using an alias to get his money.
Exactly.
It's like what difference does it make? Kane, his motives is what was important. He used it for investing. He used it to better help himself.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's plenty of people who get scammed every day. Not saying it's right, but you see a lot of celebrities, especially the men, who get scammed by a lot of, floozies.
Yeah, I got you. I mean, this is where I wish that they would have had a little bit more witty writing, because Kane could have clapped back and says, "Look who's calling." Because we did hear Victor say somebody calling the kettle black or whatever, right? In one of his dialogues, I forgot who he was talking to. I think it was Jack. But this is where they could have had Kane clap back and say, well, look who's talking about having an alias when your entire life and your fortune is under an alias. Victor Newman was not your original name. You took on that persona. Uh-oh.
Like what?
I couldn't hear you, Bree. You kind of phased out.
I was going to say exactly. Like, it doesn't even make a difference. We didn't even need this storyline. We didn't even need that part of the storyline.
Right.
They should have just left it as Kane going after all of those companies. Everything is full steam ahead. It's the
Wait,
fact
Bree,
that they.
Bree. Are you in an area where your signal keep going in and out? Because some of your phrases are like spacing out a little bit.
No, I'm actually sitting down. Though we're about to get a little. But is this okay? Is this better?
Okay, go ahead and talk, because I want to make sure everybody hear everything you have to say.
Oh yeah, because I got a lot. But they could have just left the storyline alone. It was fine as is with this man trying to take over the companies. But they've given another character on the show to get a one-up on Victor, only for them to do like the Uno reverse,
right,
and hand the control back to Victor. And that's so stupid. Like, so now Kane has to pretty much answer to Victor.
Yeah, pretty much.
Otherwise it gets exposed, which is stupid.
Exactly. That's why I wish that they needed to put, because I mean, if you're going to have somebody go up against Victor, you need to have a backbone. And if you was going to bring Kane to town, oh, wait a minute, I got a super chat. Tommy, thank you for the super chat. He says, I don't feel bad, I don't feel bad forever. Mr. Sheffield could have told the nanny the truth. I am the team nanny. Now, Mr. Sheffield think he's going to get engaged. I will said no. Okay. Thank you so much for your super chat. I appreciate you, Tommy. I didn't want to let that slide by. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Okay. If you're going to go up against Victor Newman, you got to have a backbone, and you need to be on your toes. And I wish that he had not, of course, obviously he didn't know, but they should have had it where he covered his butt. I mean, you coming into a town where nobody can't stand you. Everybody's coming for you, whether it's subtly or whether it's a direct attack. Be prepared. He should have known about that somehow. Or one of his people should have been like, hey, I don't know if you know about this, but your pops left you dirty money. You know what I mean? So he could have been prepared, or prepared himself, or figured out a way to, I don't know, to keep Victor out of that. Now Victor, like you said, did the Uno reverse on him. And now he's like, now I had this information over your head. Now you got to come with me to go get Jabot. And he like, well, I guess I don't have any choice. I'm like, writers, are you serious right now?
Like, this was so stupid.
Right.
They took us on a wild goose chase since January.
Right.
To get to this?
Exactly.
For him to just be up underneath Victor's thumb.
Yep. Now, I will say, Bree, I think Phyllis might try to do a little something, and I want to get Keish, any of your take on this. What do you think? I know you're not into the business stuff of this show. Keish, you there?
What about Billy? Sorry.
No, not about Billy.
Oh.
I was saying, what was your take on that whole thing with Kane and Victor? Do you think that was a smart move where they wrote this way? If you're going to spend more than a half a year to bring this character on, only to get up under Victor's thumb.
I mean, I honestly expected it to happen because that's how it always works out with the business storylines. At some point, if Victor is involved in it, at some point, everything is just going to fall under him and go by the way of what he wants.
That's true.
It always happens like that for Victor, right? The head writer has already said Victor will never lose. So,
wow. Okay.
Yeah. So any storyline involving him, I just expect it to come out the way Victor wants it to come out.
Then that was a waste of time. Then
I agree, and that's why that's one of the reasons why the business storylines are even that much more insufferable for me because if Victor gets involved in it, we already know what's going to happen. So what's the point in all this back and forth and scheming and drama when we know that whatever Victor wants, he's going to get? So it's not even enjoyable.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
We went through all of this mystery. We spent the summer in Nice only to bring this man back to Genoa City, and now he got to work for Victor because of this information, which technically they could have had him clap back because you did the same thing, sir.
Yeah, he could have clapped back and said like he doesn't care.
Right.
And then what? It wouldn't have made a difference with him going after the companies. I mean, the end goal was supposed to be the end goal.
Right.
Like Jack and the Abbotts and everyone else in town are going to throw their daggers at him, no pun intended, and, fight back. The fact that he just caved after reading a letter.
Right.
I was just like, okay.
It's almost like want, right, Bree?
Yeah. I'm like, come on. Like, give us we were excited. Like, okay, we have someone who was really about to wreak havoc on all of Genoa City with all of his billions.
Yeah.
I wouldn't cave to Victor and I'm richer than Victor.
Exactly. This man is so far gone that he's willing to, and I get it with the kids, he's trying to get back in his good graces, but them kids they'll get over it.
For real.
After,
so glad.
when they start seeing like, shoot, Pop's got some money, we got money, because he keeps saying I did all this for them. So, I mean, the initial, he kept a secret from us for 6 years. Okay, fine, but they're going to get over it. This man is willing to give up all of it. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Wah, whatever. And I'm so glad that Phyllis she's like the little devil on his shoulder saying like, them kids are going to get over it. You got an end goal. I was supporting your dream. You've been putting me through all these different tests. You had me go and look up AI stuff for it all to be for nothing.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, so what Victor knows? I mean, she even looked at it. She was looking at that letter like, okay, so girlfriend had a good time with your daddy. And she chose to get that man that money.
Exactly, and not do her due diligence and do a background check or anything. So what his daddy did had nothing to do with him. If it was just loose money. Money is fluid, no matter how people get it. Like, there's no telling that Victor's money's good money. So, I mean, especially the way that Victor operates and moves, there's no telling that his man got his billions legitimately.
Right.
Come on now.
Exactly.
So I don't even know why Kane was even sweating this man. Like, why did they cave to Victor ever so badly?
Exactly.
Why?
Exactly. Lord have mercy. And then after that, we saw Amanda. And looked like Amanda is like, look, dude, you went through all of this. You might as well keep it going.
Exactly. And that's coming from the lawyer. Who's supposed to be the angel on his other shoulder.
Right.
So if your angel and the little devil are in agreement that you should keep going forward, then just do it for the better part of our entertainment as viewers. And then Kane did the Uno reverse on the audience and said, oh yeah, we're still going with the plan.
Right.
I just had to tell Billy and Phyllis, I'm not going to go with it. So I'm like, is he going to kick Phyllis out of the plan? What was the whole purpose of her looking up the AI stuff?
Yeah, he's just like, okay, everything is over. Let's just go home, take our ball and go home. And Phyllis like, hold on. You didn't put me through all this, had me do all this research only to be like, go find something else to do. She like, I ain't got nothing else to do. You almost had me turn on my kid's father and everybody else in town to do this for you, only for you to say, okay, sorry, it's over.
Yeah, that was very crappy on his part. But at least he was like, "Look, I can call some execs and get you a job." And she's like, "No, I don't want a job. I want this."
Right.
I'm like, "Girl, you either want to pay,"
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh.
because I'm like, how is she getting income right now?
Exactly.
That's my thought.
I mean, do she have any money somewhere?
She must have to, because she keeps paying for that expensive hotel for the past couple of years.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All right. We got to talk about the conversation between Lily and Holden. This girl here is always trying to, I don't know if I want to use the term gaslight this man, because she make it look like she's in his corner when she's really not. And then she's trying to get information out this guy, and he can see through her, and then he claps back, and then she wants to get mad.
And get in her feelings like, oh, I don't want to talk about that.
Right.
But you want to get in all this man's business and say like what he should and should not do, who he should and should not be around and work for. And she can dish it, but she can't take it.
Mm-hmm.
Her feelings get hurt real quick. Like, so wouldn't the smart thing to do would be to just shut up?
Exactly.
But that's too much like right for Lily.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that. That's just who she is by nature. But if she doesn't care about what Kane has to do, who his employers are, what they're up to, why are you so invested?
Exactly.
Like, if you want nothing to do with this man, you seem to be adjacent to everything that has to do with this man.
Right. Yep.
But once again, the writing's not making sense.
Nope. And she's annoying as usual. As usual.
I was
Go ahead.
I was reading something online. Apparently, there's a couple of fans out there who think they would make a perfect couple.
Why?
That's my thoughts exactly.
Well, we know where this is going, because she did get a chance to read that whole thing with the videos that he spent a whole episode recording.
Yeah, we didn't need that whole episode. But
that whole episode was him recording and walking through that train car. And I'm like, this is all. I mean, we did get a little bit of Phyllis toward the middle and the end, but he spent most of that episode trying to record to send these messages, which we did hear in the next episode. She hadn't even listened to it until she ran into him. Then she runs to the park after the conversation with Devon and Nate about all of, well, we got to talk about that part too, to listen to it. And it looked like it had an impact on her, but I guess whatever.
Yeah, and I don't care for anything Lily has going on.
Right.
I don't know why Kane does, but I guess.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All right. Speaking of Nate, we had this whole thing with the conversation between Sally and Audra and Nate and his relatives. Audra is like, if I don't want to talk to you, if you're going to tell me I told you so. Well, Sally is saying, I told you so.
Like, she breaks up with this man because he didn't believe her lies. So she beat him to the punch. So she didn't want to get dumped.
Right.
And your friend is, showing the mirror and saying, hey, this was all on you, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like, You're not going to believe my lies. You're not going to boost my ego. I don't want to deal with you anymore, Sally.
Right. Yep.
I mean, and then Sally gave some stupid advice and saying like, "Oh, well, you still have time, and all you have to do is just tell the truth. He still might want to be with you."
Right.
She gaslit this man and was hanging on to that lie like her life depends on it,
Exactly.
and broke up with the dude.
Right. It's interesting we saw the previews for next week where now she decides to tell the truth, which I'm wondering, what is she trying to do? She thinks that he's going to take her back? That part is going to be interesting to find out why she decided to tell Nate the truth next week.
Yeah, I'm like, you might as well just keep it pushing now. I mean, and this man was already doubting himself and saying like, oh, maybe Audra was right. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I'm being too hard on him. I was like, oh, wow.
You know what I think, which we also have to talk about the other side of this conversation, which is Kyle and Claire.
Oh, yeah.
I have a feeling that obviously after the dinner and the proposal, they're probably, even if she says no to the ring, they're still probably going to stay together. And I have a feeling that Audra thinks that she's going to bare her soul about what happened in Nice. And Claire's going to be like, Kyle told me everything. She has no leverage at this point, which I think maybe, and this is all speculation, I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, but I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, that's why she decided to spill her guts, because now the truth is really out.
You think she's gonna spill her guts and bare her soul to Claire?
No. That's why Audra is spilling her guts to Nate, because she probably is going to do a last-ditch effort to try to break up Claire. Guess what happened? He's not telling you the truth. He kissed me in his train car in Nice. And Claire's going to be like, yeah, he told me that already. Okay, Anne? Especially if she does accept that proposal and Audra finds out about it. She really thinks she might have leverage and say, I got to talk to you. You about to marry this man, and he's, this happened in Nice. And she was like, yeah, well, we discussed that already. Because there's got to be a reason why they went ahead and had Kyle and Claire put this out in the open.
For me, after seeing the previews, I think that information is going to go back to Victor, because as of right now, he's giving Kyle a pass and saying, "Oh, you really, there for my granddaughter." Let's say Audra does tell the truth to Claire, and it does nothing. Mm-hmm. Nate has that information. He's going to be pissed and go to Victor with that. Mm-hmm. And once Victor finds out about that, then that's where that $5 million contract is going to come back into play again. So he's going to try to really.
But the key to that is, but remember, the key to that is breaking her heart. So it's going to be up to Claire if Claire accepts this proposal. Because obviously they had Nikki tell Claire about the fact of their relationship, meaning Nikki, and remember that was yesterday? Mm-hmm. When Nikki was telling Claire about her and Victor and their ups and downs and all this type of stuff. The key to that is breaking her heart. If she still wants to stay with Kyle and marry him, they work through it.
If they keep it under wraps,
right.
But if enough people know about it, like let's say that goes to Victor. Mm-hmm. And once again, this is just, we're just talking. If it goes to Victor, he's going to exploit that. So Kyle can't run away from that.
But who's going to tell him except who? Audra? Because
I think Nate would be pissed at Victor enough because he blew up his another relationship that he had, and all for Victor's agenda. I think Nate will go to Victor and say, you did such and such. This led to them in Nice and kissing Audra and everything. Because however it happens, Victor's going to get that information, and I feel he's going to exploit that somehow, even if it means like putting them both on blast in Newman media, something. He's going to put it right there in Claire's face, and she can't run away from that.
Well, we'll see. I mean, like you say, it's all speculation. What do you think, Keish?
Yeah.
Sorry, what topic are
What do you think?
I'm multitasking, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. We was talking about Kyle and Claire and that what we saw in that preview next week, where Audra was basically putting out there everything of what happened with this deal with Victor. She was telling that to Nate, and we was speculating that maybe the reason that she decided to pour her heart out to Nate with all of this is possibly because her last ditch effort to probably break up Kyle and Claire didn't work, because Claire knows everything now. So now that Claire knows everything, she has no leverage. And now I guess at this point, maybe she feel that she needs to bare her soul to Nate. What do you think?
Well, yeah, because this is what I said in the beginning of this whole little scheme that she had going on with Victor, is she's basically risking everything, and she really has no guarantee to get nothing in return, because we're talking about Victor here. And even Nate told her in the beginning, trying to do business with him is a bad idea because you really don't have any guarantees with that man.
Right.
I don't care how many contracts she signed, how many deals she made with him or agreements. Victor will do what he wants to do, and she was never going to get that company. So now that she's finally realizing it, and like you said, Claire knows everything and she has no leverage, she just blew up her relationship for nothing. She still doesn't have a career. So the only thing left for her to do is to just be completely honest with Nate about what happened and hopes that he forgives her. That way she can at least maybe salvage that relationship. I didn't see any of the Claire or Kyle scenes this week. I saw like a little bit of him talking to his parents. But I did see the conversation between Audra and Sally. And so I didn't see the previews for next week, but I'm glad to hear that she's finally being honest with Nate about everything that actually happened. Because when she was talking to Sally, this girl's making excuses. She's mad at Nate because Nate didn't believe her. And it's like, because you're lying to him.
Right.
Like I couldn't believe that she was sitting there basically whining about the fact that Nate doesn't trust her. And It's like, are you not actively lying to him right now? You're mad because he doesn't believe your lie, basically. And I mean, I know Sally kind of like called her out on it a little bit, but I needed her to be a little more like forceful with her. She should have said, you're literally lying to this man. You can't be mad at him for not believing you when you're actually lying to him. And she was being obvious with her lying when she was talking to him. It was like, you could almost tell in the tone of her voice that she was lying.
Yep.
And then paired with what Lily and Devon was telling him when they were in Nice, how it seemed to them like she was kind of being a little too flirty with Kyle, but they didn't think anything of it because they didn't think that she would actually do something like that in front of Nate's family. Yeah. She sabotaged herself with that whole thing, and she don't have anybody to blame but her. So, and as much as I enjoyed Audra and Nate together, I wouldn't be mad if Nate decided to not reconcile with her.
Yeah, I'm wondering what she's hoping for by even telling him all this. I mean, obviously we'll get to see that next week. But I'm just wondering, why are you now crying and bearing your soul that, yes, if I did a deal with Victor to seduce Kyle and blah, blah, blah. Why tell him that now? Are you hoping to get this man back?
That has to be what it is, because otherwise she wouldn't care if he,
Right.
knew all the. So that's all she has left is Nate now. She has no. She ruined her relationship. She has no job, and
Yeah, she does.
She does.
Yeah, she works with Sally now.
That's not even up off the ground yet.
Yeah, to me, that was working with Sally was like, why didn't you just accept Nate's offer to work with him at Winters?
Yeah, because here's the other problem that was part of that conversation with Sally and Audra. That company is under the Abbotts, which is why Audra is having now issues with that, because the Abbotts are pissed at her for this whole trap seduction thing. And that's why Audra was like, I don't know if that's going to be a good idea to work under an Abbott company. It's not your company, Sally.
Exactly. That's the last place she needs to be, is working under an Abbott organization. Yeah. But to me, I've always felt like she really liked Nate. I know you guys were skeptical, or at least Brie, I know you were always skeptical of it, and you didn't think that she really cared about him. But I always felt like that she always really liked Nate, and hence, for me, the reason why she wanted to keep from him what she was doing, because she knew that he wouldn't approve of it and that she would lose him behind it. So I think the reason she decided to be upfront with him and finally just tell him the truth about everything is because she does want to be with him, and she cares about him, and she wants to try to salvage her relationship with him. Otherwise, she would be like, you know what? It's whatever. I didn't really care about that guy anyway. I'll move on to some new idiot. I feel like that would have been her response to her and Nate's breakup.
I think you're correct with what you said, that she likes Nate, because we've never heard this woman say she loves him. We've heard Nate say he loves her. She's never uttered the words that she loves this man. To be honest, maybe it's an ego thing, and maybe sometimes if you lose so much at once, you want to salvage at least something that they felt was beneficial for them. So I'm hoping Nate comes to his senses and not get back with this girl. I mean, granted, everything she did was his own karma, and rightfully so. But I don't think he's even the man that she technically needs to really be with. And Dewan had probably the comment that I really agree with. He said that, I think Audra and Kyle are in love with each other. For me, I'll speak for myself.
You think Audra and Kyle are in love with each other?
The fact that it was so easy for them to, one, go along with the plan, be in each other's space, the chemistry, and you can even tell when they were in that train car when Damien had passed, how easily she went to this man, and she was hurt when Kyle had blew up her plan and said that she was faking it. I don't think that girl was faking it. I don't think this man was faking his feelings either. Because there was a conversation he had with Diane about 2 months back, saying that he basically feels like he should be with someone like Claire, but he has this wild side to him, and he's trying to tame that side for her, and it's not coming naturally for him. And Audra and girls like Summer, they bring that out in him. That's why it was so easy for him to even go along with trying to expose Audra. He wanted to do everything he did in that train car, down to him being in the towel, down to kissing her on her neck, on the bed, everything. And that's the part that Claire doesn't know about. So his knee-jerk reaction to telling Claire is, yeah, I kissed her, but I still love you. And then he goes to his parents and is like, you know what? I want to get married to her. That's your knee-jerk reaction. You were so dead set on keeping that close to the chest and not saying anything, but you love this girl, and you say you respect this girl, to not be honest with her about everything. And that was the part that Claire was harping on. I think in Thursday and Friday's episode, like, hey, I asked him multiple times, and he couldn't even be honest with me. How can I trust to be with someone like that?
Yeah, well,
I think he tries too hard to be with this girl.
I'm wondering if she open to tell him about these little drinking dates she been having with Holden. I just don't give her that much of an innocence vibe. Because the thing is, number one, I still ain't got over her history. And second of
Me
all,
either.
yeah, I mean, only reason that you slid past that whole thing is because you're a Newman. Otherwise, you would still be in prison. And second of all, yeah, okay, Kyle should have told you about part of his plan was to take her to the brink and stop with this kiss he had. But you've been double dating and tripping around town and smiling googly eyed with Holden. Let's go have a Vespa.
Yeah.
Come on now,
Yeah,
girl.
this is the girl who says she never had an alcohol drink, but she get around Holden and she just having Vespa after Vespa.
Right, and
Just
she having
having
these little
cocktails.
intimate, private conversations and all this kind of stuff. It's like, girl, there's different types of interactions. That kiss was a physical one, but you also been doing a little sidebar conversation and drinking with Holden too. So stop it. Did you tell Kyle about that since you want him to be so honest?
True, very true. I get that. I feel like she's gonna interact with whoever she's gonna interact with, as long as she's keeping her lips to herself, her hands to herself in the process. Kyle didn't do that in Nice. And on top of that, he knew he shouldn't have even gone. He made a choice to go.
Right, I'm not excusing him at all. Like I said, he did his part. But at the same time, I don't think too many men will be comfortable having drinks with somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they've had several while he was in Nice, and even since they've been. I mean, her and Tessa with Daniel and them. How about let's go have a Vespa over at Society? I don't think too many men be cool with their girlfriend having drinks with another dude.
Nope.
So yeah,
But
Kyle
that's what
was.
he gets, though.
Yeah, but the thing is that if you're gonna hold that level of honesty, accountability, I think you need to tell your side too.
And I think that actually, you bringing it up further proves that maybe they should not get married. At least not right now. They can't even be honest with each other. That girl she's had insecurities for months. If it wasn't about Summer, it was about Audra. And for a while it was about Summer because she wanted that same approval that Victor gave her and Kyle. And now that she has it, she was happy and free as a bird, but at the same time, she had Audra like lurking in the background, planting seeds, and this girl's still insecure. Like, how can you build a marriage and a foundation off of that? And that's why I said Kyle's a fool for even wanting to do this.
Yep.
But it is what it is. It's soapy drama.
And then the final thing is this whole conversation with Victor and Jack. Them two are at it. And he is still butthurt about what happened in that hotel room. And it's like, maybe your wife is the catalyst to all of it.
Oh, yeah, and she doesn't care. She want to keep her little friendship with Jack.
Yeah, and even Jack was trying to protect Nikki when Billy was talking about how he was coming after Chancellor.
Yeah, I'm like, the Abbotts would eliminate a lot of their issues by having zero communication whatsoever with the Newmans.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
talking about
Nikki,
your drunken night and all this. That dude, even though it was not the smartest idea, because obviously Diane was butthurt for a while, but she got over it. But the thing is that you trying to scare Nikki straight out into sobriety didn't sit well with her husband. But what Victor got to realize is that Nikki pushed it. She was pleading with Victor to let this man be her sponsor, and that this is the only way that she could beat this and all of this, and you allowed it.
Yeah. I'm just like, this is the pettiest, insecure man on earth. There's just absolutely no comparison. And here's my thoughts. It's just, if Victor, I think Victor would be perfectly fine if Nikki didn't have any friendship whatsoever with Jack. And he'd be fine if Kyle and Clara were done. There was no other interaction with the Abbotts. He knows that Victoria and Bill are going to have to co-parent. I don't think that's a threat for him.
And
Same
Kyle
with
is still
Summer
going
Kyle.
right. He's still going to have to deal with the fact that the Abbotts and the parts of the Newmans are intertwined through children. So he just need to get over it. He can't control his offspring. They're going to do what they want to do. But this whole thing between him, Nikki, and Jack, it has to end. And Nikki is in the middle of it.
Yep. And it's just, how many, and this is like the Broken Bridge thing, like how many decades are we just gonna go through all of this?
Right.
Like Jack and Victor were friends at
one point. They called the whole truce. When that whole thing happened with Jordan and Harrison went missing with the bad lady, the Abbotts and the Newmans came together. They were working together. As soon as Nikki wants to play two in the middle, all that went straight down the chute.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So,
but it's not gonna. Unfortunately, it's not gonna stop Victor.
Nope.
And this is why I was so disappointed with the Kane thing. So it would be nice for Victor to be knocked off of his pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
For once.
I agree.
Everyone puts him on a pedestal in that city, and it would have been refreshing to see Kane knock him down.
I totally agree with that. All right, moving on. We going to bold.
The bold and the messiness.
Right. So Will is still trying to figure out what happened the night that he got drunk. Katie decides to give him some bad advice about the fact that, yeah, you were a victim, but we don't have to tell nobody, and you ain't got to tell Electra that somebody did this to you.
Yeah, that was...
Because you had a good point, Bree. We talked about this offline. If this was a young girl, it would be a different story.
Yeah. Bill and Katie, they would have tore up all of El Giardino.
Mm-hmm.
They would have called the police, the FBI. It would have been seen as SA.
Oh, absolutely, it was SA.
Yeah. If Will was the daughter and not the son.
Right.
Being that he's the son, it's just they're treating it so blasé. Well, I mean, Bill doesn't know, but like Katie's treating it as blasé. When she said, like, the more I think about it, the more it makes me upset. I was like, okay, she gets her son was assaulted,
right?
But no,
somebody took advantage of him where he could not give consent while he was under the influence.
Yes, and she's like, you know what? You don't have to tell your girlfriend. I mean, you're a young guy. You guys party. As long as you don't party too hard, it's going to be okay. This shouldn't have to ruin your relationship. Just completely ignoring the fact that he was SA'd.
What you got, Keish? What you think about that?
I agree with Bree.
Mm-hmm.
It was, they glossed over the fact that Will was assaulted.
Mm-hmm.
And went straight to what, just like Bree was saying, she went straight to, don't. you didn't actually betray Electra. You didn't know it wasn't her. Like, just, you don't need to tell her. They jumped over that happened to him to worrying about how Electra would feel. It's kind of the same thing they did with the Luna Zende situation, where they at least, you know what? I'll actually say this. At least with the Luna Zende situation, the first thing people said when they found out what happened, because it was like maybe less than a handful of people that knew initially like what happened. At least the first thing they said to her was, "Oh my God, he took advantage of you." They were alluding to the fact that Zende did something to her. They didn't gloss over it and pretend like it was, some consensual thing that she just regretted. Like, they actually acknowledged it. And with Will, they're not even acknowledging it. It's just more like you accidentally slept with somebody that wasn't your girlfriend. You made a mistake. You didn't know. That's how they're viewing it. And that's what bothers me about it. And there was an article that came out earlier today with the fall preview for the show. And somewhere in the article, it says something like, the show isn't, they're not condoning what Luna did to Will.
But you wrote it.
But exactly. They're not condoning it, but they're also not having any of the characters acknowledge what she did to Will. They're all basically avoiding the word or the phrase of what happened to him. And they're just jumping straight to.
And that's the thing, because it's him, they're definitely watering it down.
Oh yeah.
Across anything that you watch, whether it's on social media, in the news, or anything, if this was a young female, it would have been explosive.
Yes.
They even, like you just said, even though they tried to clean it up with Luna talking about, oh, I knew it was Zende all the time 6 months later, right? But the fact of the matter is that even though Zende was like, well, this girl is asking me to come with her, even though she was under mints and alcohol, they still looked at it as she couldn't consent because she was under the influence, and she didn't know it wasn't RJ.
Exactly.
But when it's Will, it's like, oh, hey, you ain't got to tell Electra. You didn't betray her. You ain't got to. I'm like, wait, what?
And in my opinion, I mean, both situations were horrible.
Right.
I hated that they wrote that with Zende and Luna.
Right.
But in my opinion, this is even worse because Luna was completely aware of what she was doing.
Correct.
She was completely aware that Will did not know that she wasn't Electra. She heard him say Electra's name multiple times, and she still continued to sleep with him.
Yep.
So it's even worse to me.
Because she's knowingly doing the deed and purposely taking his seed to try to get pregnant.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was complicit in it.
I couldn't be Katie because if my son were to tell me that,
right,
I would be.
You would lose it.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I would not care about no little Electra. No, my child was essayed.
Exactly.
But you know what? Unfortunately, because I've had conversations in a different arena with men, it happens a lot, and it's downplayed.
Yep. Because the excuses that I've heard before is if it wasn't consensual, which this is a little different with Will because he thought she was someone else.
Right.
But in other situations I've heard if it wasn't consensual, then they wouldn't have their body wouldn't have reacted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Their body wouldn't have reacted in order for that to happen. And it's like, no, that's not.
It's stimuli.
That doesn't make it okay.
Right.
Right.
Because you still got to give consent to that. I don't know. It's a huge, crazy double standard that tends to, and I don't want to get off into a different type of podcast, but it's definitely a different type of double standard that is more protected when you are a woman than when you are a man in that situation.
Yeah. But what I meant to say, I'm sorry, I didn't finish my.
Oh, go ahead, girl.
Point.
Go ahead.
In comparison, what I meant to say was in the same way that they basically glossed over the situation with Luna and Zende, other than the initial reactions of he took advantage of you, they jumped straight to how it would make RJ feel if he found out. And that whole storyline ended up being about RJ's reaction and how RJ felt. And even with Luna, it was like, I'm worried about how RJ will see me now because, this happened and I didn't mean for this to happen. I didn't know it wasn't him. And it was like, how is this about RJ and not about what Luna experienced?
In that
Or
moment.
even what
Right.
Zende, or even what Zende experienced, because he didn't know that she was high, and he thought that she knew it was him, and now
accepting.
he's
Right.
realizing, and now he's realizing that he unintentionally SA'd somebody, and now they're doing this with Will, where they're making this about how Elektra would feel.
Right.
And on the flip side of that, you got Luna on the other side talking about, oh my God, he was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, this is such a great experience.
Right.
And
It's so
telling a reformed Sheila how great this is.
Yes.
Right.
And I don't know. I guess we shouldn't expect much from Sheila because she's done this herself, I think, twice. But
That's
if they're
how
trying
Mary got here.
Yep. And she did it to Scott, right? And on YNR, I believe.
That's correct.
So it's like, if you guys want us to believe that Sheila is a different person, then they should have had her react so much differently than what she's doing now, because it was almost like when Luna was first kind of telling her about it, it was like she was even tiptoeing around the whole idea or the fact that this was assault. And it's like it's almost like she was coddling Luna. She didn't really want to tell her what she did was assault, but she, was kind of like, hey, that I don't know that was okay. You shouldn't have done that. Or it's like she treats Luna with these kid gloves instead of being honest with her and telling her, you raped somebody, girl. That wasn't cool.
Right.
While Luna's sitting there smiling and laughing and giggling about it and thinking that everything she did was okay and she's gonna have this life with Will now.
I mean, it started from the beginning where Sheila shouldn't have never told this girl about that doggone party at Il Giardino in the first place. Why did you even have to bring that information to Luna?
Yeah. And how does Luna have a phone?
Girl,
she got a burner phone, according to her.
A burner phone. She was able to get wigs. She was able to get a disguise.
Like, what in the world? The whole Bowl and they have I don't know.
They have storylines that push the envelope.
I wouldn't even consider it pushing the envelope. Their storylines are just disgusting.
Right.
Like, pushing the envelope would be, in my opinion, taking more risk with having LGBTQ couples on the show. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of shows are, especially daytime, I feel like are afraid to do that. Mm-hmm. Pushing boundaries is not ignoring what SA is. Pushing boundaries to me is not having an aunt be sexually attracted to her nephew and have sex with him. Right. Like, that's not pushing boundaries. Like, those kind of storylines to me are they're just flat out gross. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're not in the 80s anymore, where maybe some of that back then, even like with the SA stuff, would have been kind of like glossed over and nobody would have thought it was that big of a deal. Like, I need their mindset to grow up.
I heard that. Right. Look at her. Say it with your chest, Keish.
They're just frustrating.
It is.
It is. And this girl is actually looking at calendars and holding her stomach. You took advantage of someone to get pregnant by them, which now means that you're trying to scam your way into the Spencer fortune.
Yeah.
And my thing is why does she think this will keep her out of jail?
I don't understand that part.
I'm guessing maybe she's banking on Bill saying, well, I don't want her to go, just like he got out of jail last time because she, claimed that she was in danger. maybe she thinks that with her being pregnant with his grandchild, that he'll do the same thing this time to keep her out of jail, so she's not in danger of losing his grandchild. And it's like, that's still a big risk. That's not a guarantee to keep you out of jail. You're hoping that Bill will do that for you. And even if he does do that for you, they're probably going to try to snatch that baby from you anyway. So you still don't have access to their fortune. And they should snatch that baby from you because you have problems.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. I'm wondering why Katie has not had that conversation with Bill yet about what happened to their son.
Right. That made no sense. And
maybe we'll see it next week.
You think so?
I hope so. I hope that's not something that they skip over.
I mean, I'm surprised Will did not even have a conversation with his dad. I understand, you get to pick and choose which parent, but Katie should be having a conversation with his father too.
I just feel like, oh, sorry.
Oh, no, I said I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that conversation that he had with Katie should have been with Liam. Like, I mean, not saying that young men don't talk to their moms about their,
sex
lives, but I don't know. To me, I feel like something like that, he would have immediately went to his brother to say, hey, this happened to me. I'm not sure, how to deal with this or what I should do. Not his, I don't know. To me, it was strange with his mom. And plus, we don't see a lot of scenes with Will and Liam.
Mm-mm.
Or Will and Bill, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And this definitely needed to be a conversation with his dad, especially since his mother had dropped the ball. He keeps telling his mom, "Oh, Alexa, she wants to make it a special night. She tonight's going to be the night." You just told your mom some girl that came into your room. You don't know where she's been at. You don't know if she was carrying diseases or whatnot. And your mother's encouraging you
to go sleep with your girlfriend after you just got assaulted.
Yep.
And you're not worried about carrying anything, or you don't want to bother getting tested before you let this girl lose her V card. Like, seriously? This is what we're teaching now?
And those are those small little details that Bold and even Y&R a lot of times don't address. And that's one of the things I appreciate about Beyond the Gates is when Nicole, for instance, when Nicole found out about Ted cheating, somebody mentioned it was Nicole said something to him about bringing an STD home.
Right.
Like, what if you would have brought me an STD? We don't hear that kind of, those little details or that kind of stuff on Bold. It could have been a very simple, at least just her mentioning it, like, hey, you need to go to the doctor and get checked out.
And I mean, the other thing is this boy needs some therapy. I mean, he is just like asking around, what happened to me? I don't understand. Yes. He's confused. Sleeping with Electra should not be something on the high of his priority list right now.
Right. And that's the problem with not telling her is that, so Electra planned this really romantic evening, and he's been, I won't say begging, but like they've been talking about their first time for weeks now, or months. So
that's all that girl talks about.
Yeah. So if he backs out of it, she's going to be like, well, what the heck is going on here? You know what I mean?
Right.
And because he doesn't want to tell her what happened, it's like now he doesn't have a choice but to go through with it instead of just being honest about being assaulted.
I'm just hoping, I'm hoping they don't write this way, but who knows when it comes to Bold, that this man sleeps with Electra and have a cat moment and then reflect back on what happened to him and thought that was better.
If they do that will make the story even more disgusting.
Exactly.
Like, don't have this man think to himself that his assault was better than what he had with his current girl. Like, they would be trash for that.
Because I'm
They
wondering
already
how Bold
were
is going to
trash.
connect the dots with this still lingering in his head. This is why
And
he should not sleep with this girl at this point. I mean, granted, she planned the night, but maybe he should say, you know what, let's just take some time. A lot has been going on. He needs to tell the girl what happened. He needs to tell his dad what happened. He needs to tell the girl what happened.
yeah, and on top of that, they already pushed those boundaries when they had Luna said that Zende was the best that she's ever had.
Correct.
Yeah.
So they're
They've done it
they just do a
before.
lot of they do a lot of this weird stuff. They have, and we talked about this in the group chat. They have an obsession with, it was not SA, it's like virginity. They have, every scene with Elektra has talked about her losing her virginity.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Every single scene has been about her virginity. And this is why I say it's like the Disney Channel. Everything is regurgitated around something like that. And the year before that, it was about Luna. I think the year before that, who was it about? Can't remember that girl's name. But it's like
Wasn't
every
Coco
year.
like that too?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They,
Sally's little sister.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And remember how much they were driving home about Hope trying to lose her V card.
Man. Yeah, and that whole situation was gross too. They had a scene of
But didn't
Bridge.
somebody, who was that? Steph, that one of them girls lost their V card to Grape. Who was that?
To Rick?
Wasn't that to Rick? That was Steph.
That was
Yes.
Steffi.
He didn't assault her, but he used her he did that to get back at Ridge, and then later on ended up supposedly falling in love with her. But he actually taunted Ridge with that.
Ugh,
Yeah, I think
God.
you sure
He
did.
taunted Ridge with taking Steffi's virginity.
That is insane. Anyway. Oh Lord, we gotta move on. But yeah, this whole storyline is
Trash.
It's trash.
It
And
really
it's
is.
crazy that certain big popular bloggers, they called it out in their titles exactly what it was. They actually used the R word in one of their recap titles this week.
As they should.
As they should. They need, people need to be like, listen, this is what this is, writers, producers, Bell. There's no reason that should have happened to that boy, and you glossed over that, because if it was the other way around, bloody murder would be screaming.
Yeah, that's what they do though. They do this kind of stuff, and then they make their little excuses, their little posts, just like with the Finn and Poppy thing, and they came out like a couple weeks later and said, well, we didn't intend for her to be viewed as a groomer.
But you wrote it that way.
Exactly.
Right.
You can't sit up here and make dialogue and write a story and then talking about, well, we don't condone, or we didn't want her to look a certain way, but it was played out that way through the script you wrote.
Right. Like this is why put all the little bells and whistles in there.
That's crazy. Anyway, switching gears to Will's brother, Mr. Liam, little puke waffle boy Liam. He decides to have an epiphany, since he's not dying anymore, that he wants Hope, who is very, very engaged to Carter. And
I mean,
go ahead, Bree.
Is she a happily engaged woman?
No, because she only accepted that engagement because, number one, Liam pushed her to do it. And number two, she thought, well, Liam's going to be gone, so what other choice do I have? Thomas is not here. Well, that'll change next week. So what am I supposed to do? Carter is the only one giving me attention right now.
That is just so funny how he has a whole epiphany. They decide to remove the patch that's been all across his head by now.
Girl, somebody said that on Facebook, that patch has been on both sides of his head.
But girl, there are screenshots. They had it on different sides, the top of his head, everything. Y'all need to go on Reddit and see it.
Mm.
Like, they didn't put that patch everywhere. I'm like, they don't even know. They're not even trying to, like, look at the specifics. But anyway, he has an epiphany, and he wants to focus on one woman for the time being. And it's
Right.
always a woman, and he's no different from any Logan. Like, they love when somebody is taken.
Yeah, they like folks that's unavailable, and it's looked like so does Carter. These men like unavailable women.
They like the challenge or something, but I'm like, he thinks he's Liam from 15 years ago.
Well, here's the thing. He actually thinks, I guess because of Hope's history, that she is going to come back to him. You know, I mean, they look like to him there he has all the confidence in the world that this girl is going to come straight back to him. No doubts, no concerns. We throw Beth and Invisibeth back in the mix. And yeah, you know, I got the audacity. I'm going to do it. I'm going to tell you I love you. I want you back. We want our family back, and kiss that girl on the lips, even though she got a whole big old ring on her finger from Carter, which is the same man he told her to marry.
And the funny part is, he's like, oh, Carter's, he's going to understand. It's okay.
That man ain't going to understand squat.
It's like this, engagements break up all the time. These things happen. I'm not worried. I'm like, you just extra confident now, aren't we?
That's why I use the word audacity.
He thinks he's Liam from 15 years ago, where these girls were chasing after him, making fools of themselves for him.
Mm-hmm. And see, this is where I don't, and we kind of talked about the whole Ivy thing, because Ivy shot her shot and got rejected. They screwed that up, bringing that girl back in May of 2024 for a day and a half. 6 months later, bring her back with the whole Carter wants the jury line when he was running the company, and never put that girl back in Liam's orbit. Now, obviously, there was a lot going on with Scott Clifton, like you mentioned in the group chat, Bree, with his girlfriend and her injury, right? So he didn't get a lot of screen time. But at some point, you got a single woman like her. Hope was fully in a relationship with Carter at that point. Steph was in a relationship, obviously married to Finn. Why wouldn't you put these two available single people back in the same orbit over this past year and a half and see what it do? We haven't had the Ivy Liam situation in a very long time. Why not revisit that? Why throw Hope back into this?
Right. And didn't this man, like, go over to Steffi's house and was crying about, like, how nobody remembered his birthday?
Right.
And Ivy was right there in town. Like, I don't understand. Like, they overutilize a lot of certain characters, and they underutilize majority of the characters on the show.
Right. Exactly.
I just think it sucks that they drug Ivy out the woods just to have her get rejected by Liam.
Exactly.
I don't understand the point of that. Why not just leave her alone?
Yeah, and then it was out of the blue, because now all of a sudden she realized the man wasn't dying. Now I'm finna go over here and I'm gonna shoot my shot. And then, you know, Electra's like, ooh, what if we both score since Spencer Man? And I'm like, Lord have mercy. But
see, Disneyland.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a missed opportunity. Now, this is what the question I was saying that I wanted to ask the two of you. Being that Ivy is single as a Pringle, and look like Thomas is coming back solo dolo, I guess maybe, who knows what happened to Paris. Probably the whole Grace Buckingham thing caused a rift. I guess we'll see. What about Ivy and Thomas?
No, thank you.
Oh.
I didn't like it back in the day when they tried to kind of flirt with the two of them being together because she's a Forster. And I get it. They're not blood related,
Right.
but she is his cousin.
Right. It's mixed reviews because that's why I put that question out there. Because here's another example of the whole adoption of Ridge situation and his family lineage, and of course Eric and his lineage not being tied blood wise, but through adoption, kind of, sort of, So
Yeah, I like literally raised that man from the day he was born. Thought he was his father.
mm-hmm.
So it's not even really adoption. It was he thought Ridge was his for 40 plus years, and then found out he was about. So it's like I I hated that they did that back then,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to see them try to do that again. But I still believe that Thomas. I don't think Thomas is back permanently. I honestly think that he's only back to fill the hole um, of where Steffi should be when Taylor and Ridge break up, and because Jackie is on parental leave.
Mm-hmm.
They've got Thomas back to do that, and then I think he's going to leave again.
Now I'm wondering, do you guys think that with Thomas coming back, do you think, even if it's for a short time, do you think Hope gonna feel some kind of way about that? Are they gonna bring her into? Because you got Liam after her. Carter is engaged now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I bet money that Thomas and Hope aren't even going to
Interact.
not necessarily not interact, but I feel like it's going to be their scenes are going to be like they've both come to terms that they're never going to be together, and there's not even going to be like a hint of longing between either one of them.
Mm.
I feel like they're going to use this opportunity to show that the dust has settled on their relationship and they both have moved on.
Okay. What you think, Bree?
Well, first with the Ivy and Thomas thing, I can see them doing that only because they already had Thomas and Hope. They already had Thomas and Hope sleeping together, and they share a brother between each other. So I don't think him going with Ivy would be too much of a stretch. So they might end up going that direction, or a possibility. But if Thomas comes back single, which I think he will be, I think he's got to address the Paris and the whole Buckingham situation, because I'm pretty sure his dad and his mom is going to say something about that. He'll probably address Liam and Hope about it. I wouldn't be surprised if this man sees Hope and Liam together and is still pining after her. Will he take any action? I don't know. But he's dedicated majority of his adult life to being in love with this girl. For him to just say, he's okay with her moving on and moving forward, and there's no chance. And plus, this girl was crying with the fact that this man had left, and she was trying to do anything to fill that void. And she did say that she loved him, even if it was the 11th hour. She still says she loved him. And he's also going to be a sore, reminder for Liam as to why she cheated on him in the first place.
Yeah, I don't know. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And I was going to say, Anne was fantasizing about Thomas while they were intimate together.
Yeah, they gave us a whole set of flashbacks between the two of them, Hope and Liam and all this kind of stuff, and it was interesting. Was that the same scene that she was thinking about Thomas? Remember that flashback we got with Liam and Hope on the floor? I thought that was a couch scene.
Oh no, that was a completely different love scene.
Okay.
The one that she fantasized about Thomas, they were on the couch.
Right, that's what I thought. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I do know one thing. She don't want to marry Carter.
Yeah.
She cannot give us... Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No,
Go
I was
ahead.
gonna say she will not get that man a straightforward answer. That dude is like, you still want to get married, don't you? And I want to marry you right now. And she keep, giving him these weird looks, and then Liam come in the door with baby Beth or Invisibeth, and she's, oh, I want us to be a family and blah blah blah. And did you see the look on Carter's face when Liam was like, oh yeah, you two are the most important people in my life, and you're my family, and Liam Carter gave him the biggest side eye.
That whole scene right there, this girl was saying like, oh, I want my family back together, mom, dad, and it was a pause.
Exactly.
Was Carter waiting to hear his name? I haven't watched it yet.
Yes.
He was waiting to hear his name. She didn't say it at all. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, if this is not the biggest sign, I don't know what to tell Carter.
And
Even
Daphne
the
was
baby
trying to
don't
tell
want
him
to be
too.
in your life like that.
Right. And
Right.
Daphne was trying to tell him too. And when Hope walked up in there, she was like, okay, I'm out.
Yeah. This to me, in my opinion, is very heavy-handed of them putting Liam and Hope back together. And I don't think Thomas is coming back to play any kind of role in that, because they're not going to have her trying to juggle between Thomas, Liam, and Carter.
Yeah.
This is about Lope and Cope, and that's it. And I bet money that when Carter comes back, he's going to encourage her to be with one or the other.
Wait a
And it's
minute.
not gonna
Wait.
be
You said Lope and Cope.
Carter and Hope.
Oh, okay, gotcha. The verses. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think if Thomas has anything to say about anything that's going on with her love life, it's going to be him encouraging her to be with one or the other. And with my hope is that they don't have him acting like he's sad about it, and they have finally allowed Thomas to move on with this whole being obsessed with Hope thing. Right. Because you got to remember, Steffi was also in love with Liam for pretty much her entire run of her 20s before Finn came into the picture. And they finally let her move on. So hopefully they let Thomas do the same thing.
Yeah, I agree. But Carter's about to get his feelings hurt. And I guess Daphne will be right there to say, I told you so, but here's my shoulder to cry on.
Yeah, 1,000%. So that was one of the things that I read in the false spoilers was that there's someone from Daphne's past that's going to come to town.
Ooh. I got to look up the false spoilers. Okay.
I'll find it.
Drop the link in the group chat.
Yeah.
I actually had a theory about that. What, especially since Daphne's been friends with Steffi, she's over in Paris. Could Thomas have been one of her exes that she was with?
No, I don't know.
I wouldn't mind that. Like, they both were in Paris together. Like, he's attractive, she's attractive. I wouldn't put it past him to have dated and Steffi have known about it.
That would be an interesting twist.
Yeah. The only problem I would have with it, though, is that both Thomas and Carter have been the two men on that show over the years who have not been allowed to live happily ever after. And I would hate to see the two of them get into a love triangle, and then one of them is going to have to lose. And it's like, yeah, both of them have lost enough when it comes to having significant others, and they both desire to have families and to be married, and neither one of them have been allowed to do that yet. Yeah, I agree. Well, we'll see what, with him being back next week, what that was going to look like. I didn't think he was going to be back for a few weeks, but it looked like it's next week, so.
They film about 3 weeks ahead. Heather Tom and Lauren St. Victor, they did an interview, and they said it.
Bree?
So.
Oh, you kind of cut out.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Yeah, I was saying Heather Thomas said that they only film about a few weeks ahead now. They do a lot of episodes in between those few weeks, but when we saw that Instagram thing from Matt Atkinson, I guess that's when he was actually on set filming.
Okay.
So it wasn't that
Okay.
long ago.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, craziness going on in LA. We'll see obviously what's gonna happen with Thomas coming back, putting Brooke on notice next week. And what is Hope actually gonna do? Which in my opinion, she's probably gonna go right back to Liam. No surprise there.
And she's gonna wear some ugly outfits. No surprise there either.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He's saying right now he's been waffling all these years. The moment he gets bored with Hope and Steffi's back, he's going to be sniffing around her. I mean, this man, even in the past, even in the past, 18 months, a year and a half or so, he's been back and forth between Steffi and Hope.
Yep.
In his mind, he has, but Steffi hasn't given him.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about. I know he. Okay, so the first time was the beginning of 2024, when she was staying at the house, and at Eric's house, and he would come over there, and that was after that whole aftermath of Rome and the breakup of him and Hope and all of that. Then he backed off from that because I think she went to have a baby early last year, right?
That was
24. And
that was 20. That was late 20. That was 23 when that happened, because she had her baby. She was pregnant during the whole Rome thing. She went on, I think, parental leave in like September, October, because she was off screen for like 2 months and came back around November of 23.
And she was still talking about how after this Luna situation that he wasn't, meaning her husband, wasn't protective enough. I need to protect you. All this kind of stuff. Then he flip-flopped in the fall and say, "Oh, Hope, you're the most beautiful woman I ever seen and I want to be with." And I'm like, dude, make up your mind.
Yeah, that was the last time that he tried to proposition somebody, was last fall when Hope first started dating Carter. He made her that pathetic PowerPoint presentation. But I don't think that when Steffi comes back, he's gonna, because he wasn't sniffing around Steffi before she left.
I know. I'm saying that eventually, the way that they're probably gonna write this is that he'll get bored. The vanilla storyline will happen again between those two, and then he'll start figuring out, especially if Luna have anything to do with. I don't know how long or where this is gonna go with Luna down the road, but if Finn have anything to do with this, and Luna's back, then, here come Liam. "Oh, Steffi, I'm going to have to protect you and the family with Luna being..." Who knows how they going to go with that. That man keep waffling back and forth, make your head spin.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Because he didn't get bored with Hope last time. Hope was the one that got bored with him. He was
exactly.
He was cool. And then Hope suddenly started having her fantasies, and that's when things fell apart. So it wasn't because Liam decided.
Right, I understand that part. That's why I was saying over the past 18 months or so. Because it hit go ahead.
He's flip-flop who he wants to
get back,
to fight for and to be with. But if Hope and Liam get together, I don't think Liam's going to be the one who's going to be bored this time. I think he's going to be perfectly fine and settled with Hope. It's going to be Hope who always gets drunk off of getting these affirmations from these different men. She's going to be bored with Liam, and Thomas is going to be in the corner boasting her up, and she's probably going to be pulled in that direction again.
Well, we'll see. We will most definitely see. All right, we got to talk about BTG. This entire week circled around the kidnapping and all the moving parts that happened around the kidnapping. I don't even know where to start. All I know is a whole bunch of truths came out. That Craig was never her husband. Somebody that she hired through Joey's camp, through his escort service. This girl has been tracking Chelsea for years. And she actually used Craig because she felt that, she would sleep with men, that would be her way to do a threesome to get close to Chelsea. Whole lot of stuff. We also had Kat getting Joey involved, which now I think her brother is now owing him again. And we
So
had some
sad
tender
too.
moments between Bill and Danny. We had some stupid moments with Ted and Leslie. And what else? What else? What else? I guess wherever y'all want to go. And then, of course, Haley had to make it all about herself.
Oh gosh.
I guess we can go from the beginning. This right here, I was, y'all know how I felt about this in the beginning. I did not like this in the beginning. This storyline, I mean, like I didn't personally care for it like that because it felt like a Lifetime movie, horror movie, because there was different things that I wish this girl had did. Like you had a whole chair, you couldn't smack her over the head with the chair. This girl then pulled out a whole butter knife at the very beginning of this week, trying to butter biscuits. You had like all these different weapons in your hand. You could have threw a lamp, could have did anything. I was frustrated.
That chain
It's like
is
how
long enough that she could have subdued, got
Right.
close to her, and wrapped it around her neck. But the problem is, she still would be chained to it. So wherever the key is or whatever, she don't have access to that phone that was across the room. So I don't know. How do you think that she could have gotten out of this situation? Because if she had an unalived Allison, she still would have been stuck there.
I think she eventually there would have been a way that she could have figured out how to get out of those chains, because the only thing that kept stopping her from trying to escape from the chains was when Allison would walk in the room. So I don't know, maybe with like not getting interrupted, she could have eventually found something that would have helped her. I mean, I can't imagine that bed is that heavy. I've pushed a bed by myself before. She, could have pulled the bed so she could reach something else.
That's true.
Exactly. She could have dragged that bed. 'Cause I'm trying to look at the picture in the top right corner. She could have dragged that bed, something, and gotten to like one of the knives or something. And that's the other thing too. Allison had dinner ready, so there was utensils. Grab a fork, grab a knife, grab something. She placed it all right there, but that chair would have did some damage.
I'm wondering. Obviously, it was for the writing of it all, but I mean, like you said, that beds can be moved if you have enough strength to push that bed over there. I don't know if I don't know. That was just weird. I don't know. I couldn't believe they spent the whole week on this kidnapping, though.
I didn't mind it. I liked it. I have a bigger issue with the fact that they had Chelsea beg her in the beginning of all of this to leave her husband.
Yes, that's that gap
Instead of
I was
being
talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah, like it would have been so much easier and would have made so much more sense if she was the one that was begging Chelsea to be with her, and Chelsea was like, "No, thank you. You're married. I don't want to do that," kind of thing. Or just to be, she should have been the one to push her off instead of the opposite. That's what didn't make sense to me.
I honestly, go ahead.
Sorry, well, I was just gonna say, but outside of that, I didn't mind the kidnapping. I mean, outside of the little details of how Chelsea could have gotten out of that. Of course, they had to keep her in there for a few days, so they're not going to have her do the obvious things that we can see that she could probably do to escape. But I thought the scene, like overall, the scenes were well acted, not just by the girl that plays Chelsea and the girl that plays Allison, but even the other cast members, like Carla did amazing this week. The girl that the woman that plays Kat did amazing this week. I felt like all the scenes were just really good surrounding this storyline. Everybody acted. It just felt like a good old fashioned soapy situation. to me.
Here's the thing. It goes back to what you were saying in the beginning. I think there was a giant rewrite in this whole thing, and soap operas do it. We've talked about it on Bold, rewriting history, and even some parts of Y&R. But Chelsea was begging to get with Allison, and if this woman spent so much time hiring and paying people to do all this, only to reject her, and then she goes and gets into a relationship, and then you double back a month or two later and then decide to kidnap the girl. That's the part I was kind of lost on in the beginning, and then I just took it as, okay, they decided to rewrite this thing.
Right. I didn't get that part either. That was
You had Chelsea in the palm of your hand. She wanted you back then.
Exactly.
Like,
Yep.
calling you, and like, and I think they this week they said Allison was trying to play hard to get or something. I'm like, what?
That is
That's the
crazy to
excuse for
me.
this?
I mean, she even
Yeah,
introduced this girl to her family. Remember, they all sat down, and uh, Naomi and Ashley and all them was at the table, and the girl was acting
Yep.
weirded out, like, I'm not comfortable with this. I have a whole husband, and I can't do this, and I need to be with him. And I'm like, but the girl was begging to be with you back then, and now you go through all of this now when you could have had her then.
Right. Yeah, it definitely does feel like a rewrite happened at some point.
Yeah. All right. So, what do y'all think about? Because Bree, you talked about this a little bit with Leslie showing up over at the house when the Duprees were going through all of this. You were saying that scene was unnecessary.
it really was unnecessary. It like, I get they want to drive home that Leslie's the antagonist, but you brought her into that scene just for her to make it about herself, and I was so glad that Bill had picked her up, just like we see in this picture here, and threw her out.
Right.
Oh, I was so happy about that. But it was unnecessary. I feel like there's a time and a place to use an antagonist. Like, they could have just went with the scenes that they had over at the country club and just separate from the Duprees. Like, just let that be. I love the actress who plays Leslie.
Trisha
Absolutely,
Mann.
hands down. Yes, she deserves her Emmy nomination. Absolutely. But in this particular storyline, she need to be there. Like, it's amazing how she made an effort to be over there, but Tomas hasn't.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, you would think he would be trying to help Kat. But I mean, granted, Bill told him to stay and run things over at the place, but you don't work there all day, every day. You could have, when you got off work, come and see about your girl, but, yeah, okay.
And it's just,
go ahead. Go ahead, Bree.
like, yeah, it was the same with Haley, too. Like, your husband didn't told you, stay home.
Her friend told her to stay home, too.
Yes. And she's like, no, like, the Duprees are not going to keep me away from my husband. And you'd have made a whole fool of yourself because your husband embarrassed you right there in front of the Duprees.
Yep. I mean, they were in the middle.
And still sent you home.
They were in the middle of a live recording to the world about their daughter, and she over there arguing in the corner about trying to be over there with her husband. I mean, he told you to stay home. This ain't the place for this right now.
Exactly. And you can want to be with your husband, but at the same time, if he's telling you what he needs for you to do, listen.
We also had this whole thing that Bill found out things that he wasn't aware of. One being about his daughter Chelsea and her relationships, and also the fact that his daddy was snuggling up with Andre.
Oh, I was so happy to see that look on his face. Like, why are you so bothered for? You're not supposed to care if Danny moves on. You done moved on to your queen, your bride of Chucky.
You can't say nothing.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Now
He
I
had a whole life.
now I will say with regards to Bill is that in one moment Danny is and the rest of the Duprees are telling him to use all of his resources. So much so Danny said go scorched earth to try to find their daughter. But when they find out Ted is using him as a divorce lawyer, now they want to ostracize him.
Look, he knew that as soon as he got the case together, like, because Ted went directly to him. He said, like, oh, one of my other lawyers is working on the case. It's through your law firm. You know, every case is going up in there. You knew this was, he knew, and he didn't mind. That's why he had that facial expression. As soon as Nicole said, oh, the process server gave me such and such, and he knew about it. It's like he don't want to be involved with the Duprees, but he chooses to still be involved with the Duprees for any and everything. Because just because Vernon and whoever calls outside of the Chelsea situation, of course, just because they call, why does he answer and why does he still show up?
Yep, I agree. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Now, I want to get y'all thoughts on the fact that he said, "Wouldn't y'all want me and my firm handling it versus some other attorney who could put it out in the media?" Because obviously they're a high-profile family. He's a senator, and all this. She's a doctor. Ted's a big plastic surgeon and whatever. Would it be better for him to handle it versus some outside attorney to do it?
I guess he makes a point, but still,
Because he can keep stuff up under wraps. Like, listen, we can do this privately. We ain't got to get this out to people and paparazzi who can take this and splash everything all over media.
I'm pretty sure, I mean, if they're high profile, they can throw money at a situation and say, hey, I need an NDA. I need for you to keep this quiet. So, I mean, he makes a point, but I mean, I'm pretty sure certain law firms are not going to try to put out their high profile clients like that and risk their reputation and risk their law firm, going under. But I mean, he still chose to be wrapped up with the Newman, not the Newmans, the
Richardsons,
the Duprees.
The Richardsons and the Duprees.
Yes, the Duprees.
Yeah.
He still chooses to be wrapped up.
Speaking of a Richardson, Ted. So Eva decides to go and say, listen, figure out a way to keep my mama from moving across the street. He gets the bright idea to say, I don't want Nicole getting my house in the divorce, so let me just sign the deed over to Leslie and let her have a house. That'll keep her from moving across the street, and I'll be looked at as a hero. No, your current wife is still living in the house that you're giving to Leslie. And Leslie made sure that Nicole knew that she's the new owner.
That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard this man say on this show.
I haven't watched yet, but
you gotta go check it out, girl. It is insane.
Just hearing what you guys said, I don't understand. I really don't understand why he thinks that this is a spectacular idea.
He thinks that telling the Duprees that, hey, I kept her from moving across the street with you all because I moved her into my house. What?
Like, this is supposed to win Nicole back. This is his whole motivation. And he had the nerve to say, like, oh, maybe later down the line I could move in there with you.
I thought maybe he was just going to get a girl the house, and he was like, well, I'm getting tired of staying in the hotel, So I might want to move
Yeah.
in too. I'm like, oh no. I hope he was just telling her that as a, dangle a carrot. Maybe he's not going to move in. Just give her the house. But still, giving her the house was dumb in itself.
Mhm. Mhm.
And he said that Eva deserves to live there. That's a family home. She has every right to
Ooh,
live
Cat
there.
is
This is
going to
Martin and
lose
Kat.
it.
He said that to who?
He's still
Leslie.
saying this to Leslie,
Lord.
saying that Eva had every right to live in that home too because Martin and Kat had lived there. That's the family home.
So he thinks telling Nicole, you got to get out of that house because I'm giving it to Leslie and Eva is going to help him get Nicole back?
Just because they're not
Yes,
moving across the street from Vernon and Anita.
exactly.
I can't.
That's dumb.
Girl, when you hear him utter the words, it's gonna hit you on a completely different level. How stupid he is. I'm so serious.
I said this. I mean, it's definitely shock value. The writers definitely wanted shock value out of that.
Yeah.
I want to answer a couple of stuff in the chat. Cheryl Hines says, I think Ted is attracted to Leslie enough to get her a baby, and that baby name is Eva. And Cynthia Chain said Ted will end up with Leslie, as he should. He deserves Leslie. Put them together.
That girl is no shade to the actress, but the Leslie character is off her rocker. Why would you want to
Yeah.
put yourself in a relationship with somebody like that? You about to lose your whole practice.
This man was sleeping with her for months, over 20 something years ago, and didn't even care to wear protection,
Here's the
and got this
crazy
woman
thing.
pregnant. He didn't care. He knew, and he had no problem paying her, even prior to the stuff about the house and the
And
inheritance.
taking Martin with him when he was going to visit her.
Girl, he has no shame. Same way he had no shame paying Eva to pay Leslie some money so she can go shopping.
Well,
He doesn't care.
here's the crazy thing is that Bill was there 5 minutes before, threatening her to keep her away from the Duprees, and now you're gonna move into the whole situation, putting her right in a whole drama-filled situation by moving her into your house.
Her and Eva
Right.
into the house. And think that that's going to bring his whole family back together.
That man don't have a liquor brain cell in his brain.
Not when I say watch the episode, it was just, when I say clinically dumb, I thought it was Lily at first. No, this is Ted. Ted is clinically dumb.
Yeah, that's the craziest thing I ever. I don't know where in his mind he thought that was going to make him look good to the Duprees by moving that man into the house that his wife currently still live in.
I really I wish someone from the show would do, like one of the writers or producers or somebody would do a Q&A so we can ask what is the goal with Ted? Like, why is he being written to be this idiotic when it comes to his wife? Because they have done nothing. The moment this came out, the moment this secret was revealed, and this is even with OG Ted, they've had Ted moving like a complete idiot. Complete idiot. He immediately accepts Eva, gives her a place to stay, gives her a job, takes her to the country club.
Yeah, because he bought
Yeah,
her.
two
He gave
jobs,
her a position at one of the prestigious hair salons or whatever.
Yeah, and takes her to the country club, talking about, I'm not hiding anymore. I just, I don't understand. I don't understand what they are trying to achieve with this. And it's not even as if they're making Leslie be like a viable love interest for him because of all the stuff that she's doing. He would be a complete and total clown if he tried to get back with her.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's a clown now.
Well, yeah, you're right. I truly don't understand. Like, I feel like their purpose in this is to get us to hate Ted,
Right.
which they are succeeding at.
I mean, I don't hate the guy. I just think it's dumb.
He's an idiot. He's doing a lot of idiotic stuff.
And he is very selfish. He thinks a lot. This is what I was saying in the group chat. He thinks about how a lot of things affect him. Like, oh, Nicole's not getting over this. She's not thinking about how this is affecting our marriage. Like, why is she trying to punish me? Why is Kat not speaking to me? And I'm like, sir, he hasn't made any legitimate effort to save his marriage or to even interact with his other children and grandchildren.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, the scene where he excuse me, the scene where he tries to turn things around with Nicole, like a few months ago. Remember when he was telling her that people feel like they have to please her, or her standards are too high or something like that, because she expects so much from everybody, and everybody walks on eggshells with her. And you guys remember the scene I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
When that scene happened, I'm like, oh, this man is just a complete a-hole.
Right.
Yeah.
And he must have always been, because why would you say that to a woman who just found out that you cheated on her 20 years ago, and now you have a child, and you've been paying this woman money?
Right.
Yeah.
Now he's yeah.
And he's talking about, I want my family back together. I'm a family man, but you don't check up on your family. You even checked up on your grandchildren after all the stuff that happened with you.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't checked up on your son Martin after all the stuff that happened regarding Kenneth and all the stuff that came out regarding his involvement with what happened 2 years ago. He hasn't checked up on. Oh, go ahead, Keith.
I was going to say, he ain't checked up on none of them since this Chelsea stuff happened.
Yeah, because that's another thing. He's been nowhere around in this whole thing.
What did he say? He said he tried to call Kat and she's not returning his calls. Okay, have you tried calling Martin?
Right. Your son will talk to you.
Have you not just gone over to the Dupree's house and said, hey, I'm here for support. Let me know if there's anything I can, like, it's not that difficult.
Right. If Bill can come, obviously Bill, that's his daughter. But I mean, you could be able to come over there and support Nicole and Kat.
At least try. And if they tell you to leave, then they tell you to leave. But at least try to see what, just in case.
Because they had Ashley come over there. They had Andre come over there. All these other people
Vanessa
who are not
was
related
there.
to Dupree's.
Yeah,
Yes.
Vanessa came over there. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And he's known Chelsea since she was born. So you would think that he would be a little more concerned.
Yeah, well, he's more concerned about Leslie and Eva.
Yeah. Exactly. That's why I'm like, just go ahead and just put that little family together. That's his only concern. That's his only priority. So him even sending the letter to Nicole trying to delay the divorce was absolutely stupid. You don't care about this woman like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His attitude was just way too nonchalant and laid back. At least yesterday when I watched, for the situation that's going on to be like, for him to be reacting the way he is, or acting the way that he is. Like at first, like when the scene first opened up, the scene with him and Andre, I thought maybe he didn't know yet.
Oh, he knew. He was just sitting in the cut.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, he does know. And he just, you would think that the concern was that Chelsea, I don't know, broke her wrist or something. Not that she was completely missing and they're all worried about her and trying to find her.
And his daughter, Kat, looks to her as a sister, that they have such a close relationship. And you know how this is affecting your other daughter. And all he's doing is just making a phone call.
Right.
Like, this is the same man who went out of his way when it came to Eva for her birthday. Anything that Eva asked for and needs, he, like, snap of the fingers. It takes nothing to get out of this man. So I'm like, I don't know why he's trying to hang on to this marriage. He don't want to do anything to save it or the family members in it. So it's like, you might as well go about your business. Go with Leslie so she can spend all your money and she can burn through hers.
Yeah, she's about to burn through hers because I think, like you said last week, Anita stopped putting money in that trust fund. So
Yep.
let her burn through it. Then she's talking about all the money she got in the world. Okay, good luck with that.
For real. I'm like, you might as well just count. You might as well stay in that apartment, girl.
Yeah,
Count
somebody
your
in the
blessings.
chat said that they're going to be showing reruns next week. Did you hear anything about that?
They are.
So no Beyond the Gates the whole week next week.
Nope, it's all reruns again.
Okay.
Like they did the last holiday.
Wow. Okay, so we got to wait a whole nother week till we get the rest of the previews that we saw.
Yep.
Okay. Well, there you go, you guys. All we got is Bold and Young next week.
Yeah.
I
really wish we knew what the reasoning was for that. Because I know the last time it happened, I remember Michelle, what's her name? Michelle Van Gene, the producer or the creator of the show. She posted on Twitter that she didn't even know why the network put them on reruns that week. She said it was beyond her. It was beyond her pay grade or her control or something like that.
I don't know. That's weird. I guess it's a Sony thing. So
I just don't. But they didn't do it with the other soaps. Is the thing. So it's like, why are you guys doing that with Beyond the Gates?
It's maybe, I don't know. I could see. That's weird. Because I mean, Labor Day is not like a day where they have a lot of sports or anything, do they? I would assume. No. Y&R and B&B are going to have new episodes on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess we won't.
An entire week is insane.
Right. I don't know. Like you say, obviously it's something CBS Sony is doing. Who knows? All right. There's a lot going on this week, but it was fun. It was fun. All right, we're going to get to go ahead, Bree. Were you about to say something?
I was going to point out that picture right there with Kat meeting with Joey. I think that was the stupidest thing this girl could have ever had done. Because if he didn't want to make a deal with Martin, she would have been in his back pocket for a favor. Yeah. And that would have been a dangerous situation.
Well, here's the thing. It's for naught. Because they figured out, looking at a will or something, which did not come from Joey, that, the grandma had a house. So you didn't even have to go to this man. Y'all would eventually found that other information out. Now, you didn't put this man in debt when you really didn't even have to.
Yep. Because she forever want to go rogue, overstepping. I love Kat. Kat is my girl. But
she be doing too much sometimes.
Yeah. And everyone keeps telling her Joey is a dangerous man. And just because it's you, and I understand she feels like she's not afraid, that's fine. She could have been dealing with Joey for a long time because he could have stretched out that debt if he wanted to.
Right, exactly. But that's Kat for you. All right, let's go ahead and do our last segments. Flip the script. Who's taking several seeds? Star of the week, pickle of the week, and our Simp Olympics. So for Y&R, what you flipping? Well, why you thinking?
Go
ahead.
I was going to say, I really wish Kane didn't care what Victor presented and just threw it in his face.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say the same thing that Kane, I wish Kane had saying, you know what? Okay, you did the same thing, so what? You got a whole persona. That ain't even your real name, dude.
Yep, exactly.
What you got, Keish?
I wish Sally would have been a little more stern with Audra about her antics and why she's in the position she's in right now.
I agree. All right, what you got on Bold? Flip. Flip that whole essay storyline.
Yes.
Yeah.
Throw it in
Yeah,
the
definitely.
trash, put it out to the landfill, and burn it up.
Yes. All of that.
I agree. And I would have had Carter take note of Hope's reaction whenever he brings up marriage and actually
Right.
use some common sense for once.
I agree with that. Dude need to read the room, read the red flags.
You know what? My
mhm.
other flip, which I mean, I know that this has been part of the storyline for the last few weeks now, but my other flip would have been that this was just Sheila and Luna and not Lee, because Lee being added to this situation makes zero sense.
Yeah, I guess
Especially
they
now.
needed her to the one to revive the girl from a coma and a bullet shot, which she ain't moving. We seen more bandages on all over Liam's head, and we ain't seen one bandage on Luna's stomach.
But Sheila's a nurse, so they had the, you know, of course, a nurse and a doctor aren't the same, but they could have made that reasoning with just Sheila, because Lee makes it just makes no sense whatsoever that she's in there and the way that she's talking to Luna and the things that she's saying. The fact that Lee has been more focused on Luna not being a 304 like her mama instead of Luna being a unaliver is what gets me.
Yeah, because she killed
Like
two
that.
people.
Yeah, that's been her sole concern has been, you will not be a 304 like your mom. Okay, that's what you should be worried about. Okay.
Right. All right. Who's taking? Oh, flip the script on BTG.
I wish Ted got a brain transplant and was able to be a logical person.
Yeah. I wish we could have did without the whole Leslie piece and at the Dupree's house.
I could have done without the Haley piece even more.
Right. I agree with that. Girl.
I didn't like the way she walked up in there entitled talking about get out of my way.
Right.
Like, excuse you?
Right. All right. Who's taking seats on Ryan?
Audra.
Okay.
And Kyle.
Bree.
These writers going to take a seat for giving us that standalone episode for one, and them dragging out all this stuff regarding Kane.
Oh yeah. Yes,
I agree with that. I agree with that.
The only thing I liked about that standalone episode were the scenes with Tristan Rogers.
Yeah, that was cool.
I thought those were moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But outside of that, like, we didn't need Kane to have a standalone already. I'm sorry.
Right. It's on the phone.
Exactly.
He wasn't even talking to nobody but a screen on his phone. No kids on the other line. No nothing. All right. Who taking seats on bowl?
Ooh, goodness.
Hope everybody.
And her.
Everybody.
Literally everybody, Electra included.
Yeah, I'm going to give a big old seat to Katie, though.
Yeah, for sure.
How you going to tell that boy that that's some bad advice?
Yeah. Horrible parenting advice. But I'm going to give it facial expressions and that ugly outfit that she wore.
Who?
At the beginning of this episode.
Who? Hope?
Hope. And that little ugly, them curtain was wearing today's
Lord.
episode.
Girl, you crazy. Oh my goodness.
Bree stay on Hope's neck about her wardrobe.
I know, right? She looked good when she was with Thomas.
She looked hair with nails, like it was a
whole outfit change.
Person.
Right.
Listen, Thomas elevated everything about the Hope character.
Right.
Yep.
And that's a shame.
Oof. You're right about that. Oh, and shout out to Annika. She had her bridal shower this past week.
Oh, yeah.
She looked at
Yeah,
so
and
pretty.
it was so creative the way she did it because she had the drag show and sold tickets for charity. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. So she'll be strolling down the aisle with, I think what's her name? What's the guy named Peter?
I
It's
thought it was Mike.
Mike.
Is it not Michael? I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah, but he's not a bad looking dude. Go ahead on, Annika. Do your
Yeah,
thing.
he's very handsome. Isn't he also an actor
I think he's a
or is he a
musician.
writer?
He was on a few actual Netflix shows.
Oh, okay.
And he's been an actor for quite some time. I've seen him, and we've seen him and stuff. His name is just not popping up right in my head.
Yeah. But I know it, especially after she had to break up from the previous relationship in June of 23, to now find someone that she connects with, and now she's engaged to, and she's about to be married, and I think she want kids too. So congrats to Miss Annika. Same thing for Scott. Scott went through, his divorce, I think, in that same time period in June of 23. And now, he's in a relationship with, I forgot her name. Ella? I think that's her
I
name.
believe so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Something Anderson.
Yeah. So that's good that they were able to bounce back and find romances. So, all right. Who's taking seats on BTG? Ted can take a big old seat.
Leslie and Haley can join him.
I agree. Bree?
I agree with that too.
Okay. All right. Star of the week. YNR. I don't know if I got one for YNR.
Like, is there one?
Right. It's been pretty monotone all week.
I'll give it to Audra's hair.
Dang.
You know what? That's actually I'm good with that too.
Yeah, her hair has been really pretty.
Zalika Silver is a very pretty girl.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gorgeous woman.
Yep. And I think she just had a birthday, so happy belated birthday, Miss Zalika. All right, star of the week on Bold. Oh no.
I don't have one for that either.
Me either. It's just ooh. And star of the week on BTG. What y'all laughing at?
We just ran right on past that one.
Right, because it's like y'all
they
wrote
deserve it.
right because they wrote something that they want to be like, oh, we didn't mean for it to look like this, but you wrote it, so now you got to deal with it. Nothing. I'm sorry, actors and actresses.
Yeah.
All right, BTG. Maybe I'll give it to. You know what? I'll give Daphne one for popping in. How about that?
I'll accept that one.
What's her name? Muriel Hilaire. There you go, girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oui.
Mm-hmm. All right, and BTG.
For me, it's Ronnie. Ronnie Rose.
Who is Ronnie Rose?
She's the one that plays Chelsea.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna I'll give it to her and Colby Muhammad. She plays Kat.
Mm-hmm.
She's actually had some really great scenes.
Yeah, I'll agree with that too.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, pickle of the week. YNR. Kane.
Kyle.
Keish.
Kyle's stupid is a pickle this week.
What'd you say?
Kyle deserves a pickle this week.
Oh, yeah. I agree with Kyle, but I'm going to say just the Kane storyline in general.
Right. You all built all this up for months only for him to say, I quit.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. All right, pickle of the week. Ugh, the whole storyline with Will is a pickle of the week.
Yep.
Will and Luna.
The essay storyline.
Mm-hmm.
The essay storyline, the Luna in general, her storyline. It's just
And she is just so.
trash.
I mean, obviously she need a paycheck, and she's playing the
Yeah.
antagonist. Lisa Yamada is such a great actress. I just think
Mm-hmm.
they need to use her differently, in my
Yeah.
opinion. All right, and pick a little week. BTG. That's a big old Ted.
Girl,
Mm-hmm.
well deserved too.
I know, right? I can't believe he did. Keish, wait till you see it.
Girl, let us know.
Yeah, drop a message in the group chat and give your thoughts
I
after you
will.
see it. And last but not least, our Simp Olympics. Who gonna get the bronze, the silver, gold, and plat?
Hmm.
We gotta put
I
Carter.
will-
Then took a role in there somewhere, right, Bree?
Yeah, I'm gonna
You know,
give him.
sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna give Lee and her
I
old
was
goofy ass the Simp
gonna say
Olympics.
Carter can get silver.
Where you gonna put her at, Keish?
Lee for me is at the top of the totem pole.
Wow.
Because she's doing everything that she's doing to try to give this girl a second chance, and Luna is playing in her face.
Right. That's true. I can agree
Playing in
with
her, and
that.
not only is she
Okay.
playing in her face, but she's being snarky about it, telling Lee she needs to
Chill out.
chill. Yeah, you need to chill out. Stop being so up. Like, girl, this woman is risking everything for you right now.
She saved your life.
Saved your life, trying to save you from going to jail a second time, and you sneaking out the house and sexually and assaulting people.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
Lee is definitely she's getting that trophy, and she's going to have that trophy until everybody finds out what she did.
Oh, I heard that. Okay. Where you at, Bree?
I was actually gonna put Ted in the platinum. I felt Carter definitely deserved silver. But Ted deserved platinum for simping for both Leslie and Eva and completely disregarding his family that he says he wants to keep and wants to stay intact.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give bronze to Kane because he's about to throw his whole future away just to try to get up under. Still trying to get out to Lily, and I can see his kids, but he was pleading to see if Lily would looked at that crazy video.
Yeah.
Jeez. So I give him a bronze. Silver. I'm gonna get at the Ivy, because you went over there and got hugely rejected when you obviously could have talked to this man a long time ago, but it didn't happen. And then you like, oh, I think I want Liam back. No. Gold. Let me see. I gotta give it to Allison. Allison is doing everything possible to get with Chelsea, even though Chelsea don't want her crazy behind. And I gotta get Carter. Carter is not seeing the signs. He is begging this woman to marry him, even with Liam around and Daphne trying to tell him, and even Ridge told him, I think she's still using you, but I'll be your best man anyway. Yeah, Carter, I'm sorry. You're gonna get that one today.
All right, so we got Lee, Carter, and Ted with the platinum medals. Yay!
Yeah, I know, right? All right, and Mari Ubaldo, thank you so much for the super chat. She said, Happy Labor Day, everyone. Stay safe. Much love. All right, we are heading
You too, girl.
Yes, thank you very much. Look like we're heading into the month of September. There, like Keith said, there are no Beyond the Gates episodes next week. So we have The Young and the Restless for the week of the 1st through the 5th of September. And Bold and Beautiful, unfortunately. So I guess it'll be a pleasure to see Thomas back. So I'll give it that much.
That is the only thing to look forward to.
Yep, I'm looking forward to seeing what Thomas gonna do.
He's gonna be
Thomas,
fine.
Yep.
Thomas checking Brooke is always entertaining.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. It's gonna be real good. And I'm hoping we get a break from this whole Luna thing, which I doubt. But, to have Brooke and Thomas and all that stuff, we at least get a shift, a little bit of a shift, I guess. Back to the Ridge storyline, which, okay, whatever. All right, you guys, have a wonderful holiday weekend. We will talk to you guys next week. Keish, enjoy your birthday celebration with your sister tonight. Sound like you on the road.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, have a good
Happy
time.
birthday, girl.
Yes. And we will talk to you guys later. Bye, Soapies.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good weekend, y'all.